and you know that you're going to go into a lot of difficulty, and it's a difficult travel, you ask help from Allah alone. And when you reach back to the land, then you add, then you ask Allah, get me out of it. Then you'll say, I got out of it. You'll be thinking, because this helped me, or because I got this idea, or because I'm so smart, or because I'm very good at what I do, I got out of this trouble. And so we tend to forget the fact that we have Allah for this. And this is again in Surah Yunus, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells, when misfortune strikes man, then he, cries to us. And once we relieve him of his misfortune, as if he never called us at all. This, if you look at it in a very close manner, we are all guilty of it. We're not thankful for the various times when Allah has taken us out of trouble. So the first prerequisite of dua is that it has to be for Allah. It will be for Allah alone for most of you. But the question is, in your heart, is your heart attached to the asbab or the causes? Or is your heart attached to Allah and Allah alone? Okay, so that's the first prerequisite. The second prerequisite is, we have to, let's look at the dua. We have to be free of, not having sought forgiveness from Allah. So we should seek forgiveness, and then the duas are much more acceptable. So if you look at the first dua in the Quran, the first dua that was made by man, Adam alayhi salam made that dua. So he says, Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana warhamna lanakunanna. That means, oh my Lord, Rabbana zalamna anfusana, I have wronged my soul, or we have wronged our soul, right? And if you do not have mercy on us and forgive us, then we will be of those that are lost. And that is the beginning of becoming acceptable to Allah, because we constantly wrong our souls. But notice the word that is used. What had he done? He had eaten of the thing that he was told not to eat. But how did he wrong himself? So anytime we commit a sin, we think that, this is hurting someone else, or we're disobeying Allah, but actually we're hurting ourselves. We're hurting our own nafs. Although we may not be aware of it. That is why Allah talks about sin, or, any of the things like that, as zulm on your own nafs. See, for example, Yunus alayhi salam, after he says, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu. Another prerequisite is to clear your slate, because Allah is always willing and happy to forgive. No matter how much your sins are, He's willing and happy to forgive, as long as you ask for forgiveness. And there are hadiths that if you ask 1,000 times and you sin 1,000 times, and then you go back and sin again, and then you ask again, Allah will constantly continue to forgive you. So for your du'as to be more acceptable, first is you have to ask for Allah alone, and the second is you have to seek forgiveness. And then let's look at another dua from the Quran. What is the most important dua in the Quran? And now this is a bit of a trick question, so I